Hello everyone, and welcome to PLD Disc Golf. This is a first for the channel today. I am doing post-production commentary for Fling at Double Horseshoe Farm. This is the second annual. We hope to do this again in future years. But like I said, I'm not alone. I have my brother Payton Drake with me. How you doing, Olsen?
Not too bad. It's good to be on here. Yeah, this was a really fun course to play. Payton did a wonderful job putting it together with the help of others. But it's a really unique course, and the baskets are really fun. They're unique and homemade, so this was just a great experience.
Yep, non-sanctioned event. We're just out here having fun. First round was in the morning. This is the second and final round. We are doing the advanced card with Joe, Chris, Yucus. Joe Downing is a member of the Illinois Valley Flight Club. Chris Yucus does some really sick dives. You can check him out online. Our very own Payton Drake.
There it is.
And Knuckey, a local favorite. He's going to be showing us some crafty lines here. So to start things off, I want to apologize generously for my poor recording skills. The camera skills get better as the round progresses, but the stand still is poor, so it's very crunchy, and you can hear it in the audio on occasion. So
I do think we were teeing off in order of age on this one, so I think that is why I teed off first.
Yeah, so like I said, unsanctioned. We're not doing any particular order here, but they will carry the tee order throughout the rest of the round. But that was Olsen with a good drive, kind of tosses it there into the hillside, followed by Chris. This is the very first hole, a 470-foot par 4. These guys are just looking to crest the hill that I'm essentially standing on. It's about 5 feet up in front of them, and then it has to travel another 350 feet to get to the basket. So it's a very unique shot shape.
Yeah, it's really a pretty straight shot from the tee to the basket, but it's almost a blind hole because you just have to barely clear that crest to get a good distance on this one, as it's a little uphill, downhill.
Yeah. So a lot of the players here essentially between 250 and 300 feet down the fairway. Joe looking to do his approach over the creek, and the basket is hanging from the oak tree on the far side of the creek. So it looks like Don was trying to hang an Annie through the main gap, and he early releases it a little bit, so he's down in the creek.
This is me with my Chris Heimberg. Oh, this isn't me yet. Never mind.
Chris Heimberg?
Is
that a new player?
Calvin Heimberg. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, Calvin. I know you're watching. Calvin Heimberg Zone. This is pretty new out of the bag for me.
The Toro, yep.
And I threw it right into the woods and into the ravine.
See, I know what you were doing. You superimposed Chris's name onto Heimberg,
I did that on purpose.
Yep. Olsen pitching out here. You got caught up a little bit there as well.
I did. I think I cleared just enough to be back onto the, I guess you could say, the rough, but not down into that valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a simple pitch out from Don where he was. There's a lot of thorns on this side of the creek. It can get pretty bad. And Joe leaving that a little low. Oh, a little right from Don. Like I said, these are really cool homemade baskets. Shout out to Ethan Smith, my brother-in-law. He put these baskets together for like, I think, $55 a pop, using 55-gallon drums. Ooh, good run by Chris there. But yeah, you could do a lot with $55. 9 baskets. He did a really good job with these, and these are from last year, so we hope to take these into future years.
I actually made that putt.
Yeah, good cleanup. There will be some messy putts throughout the round, that's for sure, but some good lines are also thrown as well.
Yeah.
A good cleanup here around the basket. So
if you can hit these baskets in the sweet spot, they really are pretty receptive, but as you can see, there's only one row of chains in these, so you really do have to hit your mark on these.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a little chicken wire mesh at the bottom that, as you'll see later on, can get pretty bouncy.
Yeah, let's not do any spoilers, Olsen. With that, we'll head over to hole 2. So we just teed down the hill. We'll be bouncing our way back up. 278-foot par 3. Really wide open skies, chip a shot up there. Olsen, you want to talk through your shot?
Yeah, I was really planning on just a nice straight shot aim kind of at that main tree up there with that was a star T-bird, and I just had a little nose up angle on that.
Chris going with the nice looking Halo Valk. It looks like he didn't really bear over on that one enough, early released into the hillside on the left. So you guys will be in similar positions. Chris a little bit further away.
And it is a bit windy out.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I will remind you, this was shot on October 29th. That's when we held the event. It's December now, so we got to travel back down memory lane to recall what happened. But
I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there right
You're
now.
there mentally,
Yep.
yeah.
No, I'm literally doing
Standing
it right
in
now.
your shoes, yep.
This is live.
Well, man, you can make your voice be heard without even moving your mouth.
It's a gift.
Chris leaving that upshot a little short. He's
Could
going to
hear
have his
him.
work come out, yeah.
Could hear him exclaiming the short shot there on that one. Don with a good layup.
Yeah.
He'll tell you he doesn't lay up though.
He makes really bad runs at the basket then.
It's a short run, a soft
Yeah.
run, he says.
Soft run. And a decent layup from Joe as well. So as these players clean up around the basket, oh, I guess Olsen's play.
Just over the basket. I must have been upset on that one.
Yeah.
It's a G-Star AVR that I just purchased from Chris Yucus on this card at the end of the first round. That was at Johnson's Grove in Lakin. This is a really good course as well.
Oh, Chris left that a little low. But yeah, the I don't know where I was going to go with that. Yeah, as the card cleans up here, this was a relatively small pool. I think we had about 15 players out. So just looking to grow here in future years. But no, not disappointed at all with the turnout, and had a lot of fun pulling this event together. So
And hot dogs.
and hot dogs. Yeah. All right, hole
Oh,
3.
That looked like I pulled that one. I don't even know where we're going here.
A 209-foot par 3. This is the blind shot. It's a similar kind of shot to hole 1, where you're essentially throwing over a crest of a hill. You're just trying to gauge your distance, play your cards right, and then this is a relatively safe basket location. Any stand-up and rolls will literally carry the disc to the basket. It's pretty friendly. Par is expected if you don't hit your tee shot, and Joe puts that really close.
I do believe this is a blind shot as well from the tee. You just can't see the basket from where you're at, but really want to just put a nice easy hyzer towards that cluster of trees there, and usually it'll get you right to the basket. But yeah, as Payton said, it's anything past that hill. If it rolls at all, it'll pretty much take you to the basket.
Yep. So there's a lot of open shots here on, let's say, the first few holes. Any choice of your, clockwise or counterclockwise spin throws, doesn't matter. Take your pick, whatever you're most comfortable and consistent with. Long look for Olsen. Yeah. Any thoughts on that one?
I definitely was thinking on that one a little too much. I wanted to give it a slight ante with a little more of a spin putt than my usual, but just didn't follow all the way through on that one. But Don with a good finish there on that one.
Yeah, these have some pretty good acoustics, let me tell you.
Joe's got a nice drive there that you can see, red disc, right there in circle 1.
There we go.
Good finish from Chris as well.
Yep.
I said you should. I ain't say don't.
Now we'll mention before we get there, once again reiterating, this is not a sanctioned event. It's very casual, so we'll have a lot of our players tapping in with the discs laying around the basket, so it's all good here. It's our second par 4 of the round, 558 foot. It kind of bends to the right a little bit as you see the players down there in the creek further along. The basket is further back there. I will mention though the distance is probably closer to 600 feet. I moved the basket after setting up the U-disc layout, so it's a little bit further back in the woods, so it challenges that upshot a little bit more. But Olsen pulled his drive.
No spoilers, Peyton. No spoilers.
Oh shoot, that wasn't you. Okay, never mind.
Come on. No, there really is a good, pretty wide open fairway if you stay to the left of that big oak there in the middle. I think that's an oak. I don't know. That's not what this is about. But also a tight gap there on the right that will really put you in a good spot if you can pure one through that.
Mm-hmm.
As I believe I was trying to do here with my champion Thunderbird. No, that's not what that is.
Is that your T-bird there? Your brown T-bird?
I believe that was my champion bird, yes. But regardless of what disc it was, that would have been the outcome.
It was.
Pulled that. I was really lining up for this one. That's my champ Thunder there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you hug the tree.
Just inches from smoking that tree and kicking me into a even worse position. But worked out well.
I know what I was going to say. So when we were at the basket of hole 2, there's a lot of dialogue going on here on the card as well, being a little bit more casual event. So I was debating just not going into this with any commentary. So there's a lot of good commentary. If you turn up the volume a little bit, you can hear these guys kind of talk through everything.
If we ever stop talking.
Which we won't.
We definitely won't. Nice Anheuser, nice, straight shot from Chris that kind of hung right to that fairway and kept going. Not the same for Don. Got a little unlucky in that.
Yeah, he really got in there. We'll see here in just a minute. Yep.
He's really deep into the rough there.
Yeah.
Joe with an unfortunate contact with his branches there, but he makes up for it with a nice flippy approach. Puts him, I think.
So I'm going to take some time to talk here while Don is trying to pitch out. You saw Joe's last throw. He was standing by a tee sign. He was actually standing by the tee for hole, I believe it's 16. This is, like I said, only 9 baskets. We are actually playing one direction up from the farm to our house, or the resident's house, and then playing back down the hill. Completely unique 9-hole layout coming back. So it's a full 18-hole course, but with 9 baskets.
Would this not be hole 13 on the back 9? Because it's hole 4?
No, you add the numbers up to 19. So this is hole 15
okay.
Playing to this basket. So, yeah. Sorry, talking over a couple pitch out and approach shots there. So no one really making significant advancements, getting really close, other than Olsen right there. A good recovery from his tee shot.
It really was. I was very grateful for that.
Why am I talking to you in the third person? You're right here next to me.
This is a little bit of Paul Uleberry and, what's his name?
Jeremy Coling.
Jeremy Coling.
We are nothing.
I am not doing well with my recognition of professionals here. But
that was a good line from Chris. Just a little short, but
Paul talks about himself in the third, doesn't he? When he's watching himself play, he's still commentating.
No, I don't think so. He likes to joke with Jeremy about talking to himself in the third person. And Jeremy does the same as well. But yeah, Joe also doing the same as Chris, leaving it a little bit low. I think it's part of the trust factor. I think a couple of these guys are really cautious about, hitting the chains hard. I mean, they do the job when they want to. I admit, when I putt into these, I'm pretty cautious as well. So, yep, just some cleanups here. A couple bogeys from Chris and Joe, and Don having to pitch out as well. Good par from you, Olsen.
Thank you. I really worked hard for it.
All right. Hole 5, 219-foot par 3. This one is significantly uphill, so it's actually quite a haul to get up there. It was a good shot from you. You're just a few feet short, but like 15 feet right.
This basket is deceiving because it's not super uphill, but it is uphill the entire way. So I don't know if this plays more like 250 or not, but
I would say that's fair. It's not, the hillside isn't really forcing you to throw a really high shot, but if you're not used to throwing uphill, you don't really throw the disc as cleanly with the grade, so sometimes you air it too high and then you fall short. But most of the angles coming out here from Joe and Don are looking good. I think just some early releases, not really committing to the power.
A little too much hyzer there on that one, it seemed, but you do also want to be careful on this hole, I believe. About probably 30 feet behind the basket is the OB line you can see there on the fence. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Where
there's
that
an
sign
electric
is there?
fence. Yep.
Which is another boundary for, I think, 2 of the other baskets here on this course. You really got to be careful to throw your disc beyond that point. There's a lot of prairie grass and whatnot that many discs have been lost to. So it is a little nerve-wracking throwing into the left to right wind here on this hole and a few others, but
Joe lining up a long putt.
Wow.
My goodness.
Really gave that one a chance there.
Man, I don't want to spoil too much, but I've watched this footage quite a lot, and I mean, just keep your eye out for Joe. Joe's doing some good stuff. That was a good line from him from Circle 2.
Yeah, he really does. Joe's one that'll really put some faith in the discs he's throwing. He really keeps some of the same discs in his bag for a long time, and he really knows what they're doing. So you'll see him just let them do some of the work for him.
Yeah, if you're considering doing a league, Illinois Valley Flight Club, they operate out of Lakin most Wednesdays, and Joe Downing is running that. So check them out on Facebook. They got a Facebook group, and Joe is definitely one of the top performers in the group there. So good tap out from the guys. I think pars all around. Nothing super special. All right, this is a hole with some special rules. So par 3, 200 foot, pretty much on the mark. It's a Circle 1 island. So everyone here just trying to chuck it. It's on a slight left-facing hillside. So as these discs hyzer out, they'll be going along with a slight hill. So really trusting your distance control and just putting something out there that you know is absolutely essential.
I threw my pro pig there on that one, and I was utterly convinced that I had thrown outside the island there, so I'm hanging my head thinking I'm out of bounds.
Joe doing a good trusty shot. It looks like he tempoed up to a slow fairway driver just to cut through the wind and guarantee a good fade on it.
I'm looking for a nice and easy straight shot to fade towards the basket there. It looks a little sharp. I think he made it just in bounds there on the edge.
A good standstill from Chris. Looks like a straighter disc. He kind of anti-flexes it. Yeah, drops right in line. Everyone's safe here on this hole.
And I did end up just in bounds with about a 35-foot putt there that the wind was gracious for me there.
Yeah, and that was an excellent looking putt right there with a brand new disc you've never really putted with.
It was all in the grip.
Blows my mind.
That G-Star plastic is something else with, just feels great in your hand.
Give it a try, especially in the wintertime right now. Oh. Joe, on line and low. I'm not going to call you Low Joe, Joe. Confidence, even from that 8-footer. Oh my gosh, Chris, leave the basket alone.
Homemade stump bases as well. They usually do a pretty good job of keeping those baskets up straight. But as you can see.
No, it's a trick basket. As soon as something lands in the bottom, it tips over and dumps it out.
Or it could be like one of those,
The barrels
like
that the water parks you see. Fill up with discs and dump them out.
Yep. Don was trying to explain something and I cut him off there. All right, hole 7, 223-foot par 3. one thing I'm proud of actually with this course design, really the property that we're on, there's a lot of hills in this pasture. This is an old cow pasture. The Weir family, as you see them leading in their Yukon right now, they didn't want anything to do with this event. Just kidding. No, but yeah, they will. No, but this pasture was the home of a lot of cows for a while.
There's no ace pool, so don't even try.
And so the going uphill and downhill, I think it really challenges players, even with some of these more simple hole distances, I would say. So between 200 and 300 feet, par threes, you just really have to know your discs and know how they fly, given a little bit of wind and some serious elevation change. I feel like it's something that not all the courses in the area really have. So I'm just happy to see these guys slinging discs across the property.
Good drive from Chris. I think he's almost parked. I was a little...
He is parked.
He is parked. As Payton says, he is parked. Joe holding on to his a little much on his tee off there and hugged him just outside circle 2, I believe, far right of the basket.
Yeah. So a pretty straightforward hole. If you hang it a little too far right, you'll end up where Joe is, which is far down the hill.
Oh, man.
Yeah, online again. Just needed another weedy. Olsen running up the long putt. And he yanks it.
Way too much there.
It was good height.
Also, with all the hills that Payton talked about there, it also throws in different plays with the wind on different holes because they're all facing different directions, and as elevation changes, wind does as well, so some holes really throw you off on that.
Yeah.
Undetectable headwinds and whatnot.
Good tap out. Yeah, Chris, carding the bird. And pars from the rest of the guys. Not too bad. Moving on to hole 8. This one's a pretty fun one, but it's also very error prone. I will mention grass pads for everything. It does make your run up a little funky. But I do appreciate that. It adds a little extra challenge to the players on what could be a pretty easy course. But on this hole, it actually plays pretty well downhill, and the headwind can overturn an understable disc, and if you don't trust your disc enough, you can hyzer it out where Chris just went, which is definitely a no-go zone. And Olsen, talk us through that one.
Yeah, that one I was really at bouts with my disc choice on that one. I really wanted to go with something a little faster to ensure that it was going to fade out the way I wanted it to, but again with the wind, I decided to go with my mid-range. I was a Rancho Rock Star Plastic, and with the wind and the downhill angle, it really faded out at a perfect time, and I really tried not to throw it too hard, like as you see here, Don unfortunately did, and it really negatively affected him there. He's in about the worst spot you can be on this hole.
I would agree with that, and Chris is not in a much better place. I will mention, actually, we missed a couple shots here. I was trying to run back and forth, see who was going to take their shots, and I think this is a pitch out from a pitch out location of Don's, and I think Chris actually has taken 2 shots to pitch out as well. So yeah, I think both of them are running the risk of bogey. Joe, drive lands in the middle of the fairway. His approach is 10 feet away, if that. And a lofty 2 from Olsen here. Yeah, that was really nice. Well played.
Thank you. It's a gamble. There's a lot of hanging branches around this basket. It's almost protected by this little guardian whatever tree that is. It's a death tree when it comes to your disc. One snag from a little branch and
Yep. Nope. Good cleanup for Chris. Got to get some confidence in that putt.
You can see the disc bouncing around there in the basket on the finish.
All right, hole 9, just kind of a filler hole, to be honest. 130-foot hole. Once again, circle 1 island. Olsen hanging out and literally hits a branch and throws him out. That literally would have been in if it didn't hit that little branch right there. But
yep. Regardless, I tried to throw a putter that I shouldn't throw. So that's my putting putter. Never thrown that way after that throw there. Really wanted to turn over and did not work out for me. Joe parks this one here, I believe. Hits the stump. I think he does that. I won't say. Who knows how many times.
Come on. I know you were here. Don't talk about the future. As you
Sorry,
said, this is live commentary.
It's all coming back to me.
Yep. So, while Chris figures out his run-up, I will mention, so the scores, as you see, I've got the starting scores loaded in there, and then the running scores is where we are right now. Olsen, you're doing pretty good, 3 under for the round right now. Don is struggling a little bit. Chris, just kind of shooting his game, is really sticking to it. He thinks he's short, but he's in bounds. And then Joe, he's doing okay. But I think there can be some improvement on the back 9 from all of these guys. But let's see if Don, his crafty self, can put something chain high. Get there.
He really gave that one a run there. That is his landmine.
Oh, yeah, so if he threw an aviar on that line, he probably would have been in the basket. But with that one, it just drops out of the sky.
Really gave this one a bid here.
Yeah, from the drop zone, 45 feet.
It was just so close. That was really
good
disheartening there. But
yeah. Be thankful it didn't roll out of bounds again.
Yeah, no, I am thankful that it stopped. But
yep. Chris lining up his cleanup. Oh. Working on the trust, I think, and he pulls it a little right, and
it was the Burger King disc. His hands might have been a little greasy.
Oh, yeah. Y'all love that Burger King. Yeah, just some cleanups here. Looks like Olsen's only bogey, and we do have a birdie from Joe, so.
And Don, I believe.
No, Don.
Unless he hasn't tapped it in yet, but he put that right at circle 1 on his drive.
He certainly did. He missed his putt.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. All right. And a peace out from Joe there. So that's the front 9 for the Fling at Double Horseshoe Farm, the 2nd installment. So thank you guys for joining us here for the front 9. Olsen, it's good to have someone else on here with me.
What am I doing?
Some cool stuff.
Yeah, no, it's good to be here. It's really was a fun event, and I can't wait for the upcoming years.
Not over, because we have a back 9 coming. Thank you guys for watching. Tune into the back 9. We'll talk to you then.
Bye.
Alright guys, there's a back 9. Come on. Get to the back 9.